Hey guys, I think we are live. Let me see. João is always the guy that tells me if we are live or not. Let me record a little bit. Uh okay, no recording for this time. My cloud storage is full. But okay, next time. Next time. Carlos is our editor for shorts. Will blame me because when I record is better to make cuts and shorts, but okay, no problem. Sorry, Carlos, not this time. Thank you everyone for being here. Hope everyone is having a great day. Um, Today we will be talking about crypto trends, DeFi, entrepreneurship. We are here with a guy that I like so much. We not have been talking so much lately, but the time that we talked, it was very nice. We worked together sometimes in some projects. But first of all, let me stop the music right here. Okay, now you guys can see and hear perfectly. Let me introduce João from Picnic, our dearly founder of Picnic. How is your week going? What you are heading to do this week and next days? Where are you at, João?
Well, thank you. I'm planning a few trips. I'm going to São Paulo tomorrow. I'll be at NFT Brazil and also Modular Summit. I'll be there Thursday and Friday. If anyone wants to meet, happy to catch up. And in the following week, I'll go to Switzerland. It's the first time there, so quite excited to know Crypto Valley. I'll spend some time in Zurich as well, and I'll be in Berlin and Lisbon. So connecting with a few local folks. There are great founders there. So hoping to enjoy and meet some interesting people as well. And I have been playing around with code a bit in the past few days, which is always good. It's good to do something that feels concrete and changes the product. So yeah, that's it.
Let me ask you. You are tapping into the European market like soon,
Yeah.
and your visit, it's more a roadshow to understand the market, the ecosystem, or is more fundraise focused, or is both, or what are your goals setting right now?
Yeah, I have like a commitment there. We're doing an accelerator program in Zug. So that's 2 weeks. And after that, I decided to extend the trip basically to show what we built, both to users and investors, and users like uh, influential people in crypto, right? I'll go to one conference. I'll go to Bulgaria for Eat Sophia, but I'll try to connect with as many people as I can just to make them understand Picnic. That's what we did here in Brazil. We went to a bunch of Web3 events that they're not our actual users, but having those people understand what we do and why we can be trusted. I think that was very key in getting the word out afterwards. So yeah, that's the rationale pretty much.
Awesome. Um, you did a roadshow in crypto events in the States. I think beginning of this year or
Last year,
uh,
at the end of
last year.
last year.
And after you go back, like when you go back to Brazil from this Europe trip, we can do a comparison, like which ecosystem have more like not more or better, but where they are at, like what is the landscape of one and another compare, like during comparison, and even Latin America, we can have
Yeah.
this discussion would be awesome.
Well,
Let me go ahead.
one thing I can say now is much easier to get intros in Europe than the US. In the US, I think it's hard for people to trust you, I would say, and it's hard to break in business circles. Here, like in Europe, it has been easier in my experience.
Okay, interesting because When I saw some podcasts another day talking about fundraising, and they were saying that fundraising in Europe would be harder, because um, like most of the time you're competing to it's hard to expand to different countries, different regulations maybe, depending on the market that you are attacking on. But you have this idea of expansion is difficult to expand. It is too many markets, and not so many people to expand, like to make this user base first, and then go to the United States or something like that. You don't have this large user base um, prospect, and like Spotify and other random examples might defy this idea, but most of Europe founders, they go to the Silicon Valley first and build there, and they go back to Europe to expand. Probably can like you can prove them wrong, but
I'll
let me
have more
see. Let me
info
see.
in a few weeks, but
Okay.
one thing, it might be super particular to our case. There is Monerium in Europe, which is an amazing Euro ramp like BRLA. So people kind of get what we're doing to a deeper extent, I would say. In the US, they still don't have the infrastructure ready to do what we do. So yeah, that might explain part of why it's easier in Europe.
Interesting. Let's keep it up with Joel in the next few weeks. Tony, your turn. How's everything
Hey, hey,
going?
hey. Yeah, I've been working I'm doing a future ecosystem design to Glint Analytics. So I'm mapping a lot of players that can do some partnerships with the client. A lot of players correlated with analytics, Web3, AI, infrastructure, another Web3 communities, and people that do some researches and reports around this team, that subject. And this was for one client, and I've been doing some review, UI UX review for a next phase for Void Travel, the other clients. And this week we are onboarding a new contributor for Kilonova. We filled the position to the head of community, and now we're still hiring the head of growth and the head of social media. So yeah, we are planning a aggressive growth plan for all the clients. So doing a lot of quests, configuring some quest applications, thinking about ads, thinking about KOLs, and what's necessary for each community, for each Discord server, and configuring all the servers to onboard the users. So yeah, we are thinking higher, I think. Yeah, I'm very excited because I know that the guy that we contract we fill the position and was being very good to interact and to have I think a blue degen, another blue degen, and young person with a lot of energy to create these strategies and yeah, to set up everything and go ahead what we are planning for the clients. So yeah, that's it.
Nice to hear that. Bullish from Klonov, and things that will come like from this team. Awesome. Let me. Sometimes forget to talk a little bit about what I'm doing. But I'm doing one thing that is called Copa America. Here in the Solana ecosystem. It is made from Super Team by Super Team Latin America, I would say, because you have the Mexico and Brazil, but we handle the whole region. And the idea of this Copa America competition is a startup competition. The startups can face each other in rounds, So it's 16 startups will face each other in 4 rounds, eventually to the grand finale. So the idea is to have this pitch battle, demo battle, and then feedbacks. All this live streamed so people can follow and see what startup is doing what in an environment that will be interesting to watch, like Latin founders doing things focused on Latin in different aspects, like from gaming to payments to DeFi to AI, so infrastructure as well. So a lot of good things coming up. At the same time, we are preparing teams for the global hackathon here at Super Team. And at the same time, next week, we are going to Breakpoint in Singapore, and it'll be very, very crazy and chaotic because we're doing these 3 things at the same time in different time zones. But okay, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Today we have if quick parenthesis. If you have any startup project that is aiming to participate in any of these competitions, Copa America or the Global Hackathon, just DM me, tag me in I don't know, in this chat, in the chat of X, Twitter. You can DM me anytime. Okay, let's go for our special guest this night. We have here Pedro Veiga. It is from Moik Digital, is the one of the founders. And well, Pedro, you are the best person to present yourself. So go ahead. First of all, let me compliment you because when I worked for Zaros, you were one of the content like Mike had Zaros as a client for content and research. And working with you was like smooth and good vibes and very, very practical and productive, I'll say. So go ahead, present yourself and feel free.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Victor. So first of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invitation. It's been nice. I have been in crypto for a while already, but since I started Moik, my journey has been totally different from the past. I mean, being an entrepreneur is totally different from just being in the market or working for other companies. And before I start talking a little bit more about myself and also my company, I like that you said that you are going to Breakpoint, Victor, because I'm going to Token 24/9 next week in Singapore, and I'll also be going to Breakpoint after the main event. So
Awesome.
I'll see you there. It's going to be my first time in Asia. And since I started going to more crypto events, it's been like amazing. The network is it's in another level for sure. So as a quick introduction about myself and also my company. So I have been in crypto for 5 years. Yeah, kind of something like that. I'm just 21 years old, but I started studying crypto around 2018, 2019, when my geography teacher talked about Bitcoin in our class. So this was the first time that I was like, okay, this is very interesting. And after I first heard about Bitcoin, I started studying more, and also it got me excited about this market and also about financial markets. So after graduating from high school, I started studying economics. And from there, I was deep into financial markets, deep into crypto. And that's why a lot of people think it's crazy that I'm just 21 years old and I already have 5 years of experience in crypto, but I started early and it's been like an amazing journey. And it's great. One thing that I love about crypto is that I can easily meet new people and very experienced people. Because when my first internship, my first job was in in TradFi. It was an asset management company. And there, like, I was just 18 years old and nobody would listen to me. Like, it's traditional. You need to go step by step. You need to stay years at the same place learning. And here in crypto, I have clients that have worked like 40 years in JP Morgan. They were head of derivatives, and I can talk to them like, and they will actually hear the things that I have to say. And also many times they learn from me. So this is something that I love about crypto, that it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter how long you have been here. It's easy to connect with new people, and it's a great place to grow for sure.
Yeah, and they have a reason why they should listen to you. You like every trend that when you're in crypto, you probably like face a lot of different trends. Like
Yeah.
one week is something, another week is another stuff. And every time that we came up like with a trend like Pedro, do you know what is happening with like XYZ trend? You always knew something like, no, 2 or 3 weeks ago I heard about it on Twitter or something like that. So you
Yeah, I
like
remember. I think when you were working at Zaros, I think people were talking about the LP DeFi narrative, and I had like a whole list of projects from this narrative, and I shared with everyone. It was a nice experience.
yeah, you were ahead of the game. Awesome, awesome. So first question that I would like to ask and talk a little bit about is what Mike does. Like, what do you do like daily? What your clients have like? Why do your clients pay your money? What
Yeah,
is
I quick comment before. I was the guy that I curiosity. Yeah, I was the guy that invited Pedro for the first crypto company. So I
That's
moved
true.
with Pedro from TradFi for crypto, and after
Yeah,
I invited Pedro for Zara's too. So yeah,
yeah.
it's a pleasure to be here hearing you again for sure.
Yeah, thanks. Like Tony, he was my first boss. He's the reason why I am working in crypto. So I mean, I have to thank you, Tony, because you literally changed my life for sure. So going into,
good
I'm gonna
boss?
answer the question from Victor now. So essentially, what Mike does. Actually, before I explain what Mike does, I'm gonna explain how we started. So the idea from Mike was to first be a market research company, because I mean the thing that I love is to study about crypto and financial markets. I like to study like new projects every single day, and I thought that was a great opportunity for me to start a market research company and share what I know with more people. And this is still something that it's in my plans. However, when Tony invited me to help Zaros with the content production, I noticed that there was a gap in the market. And the gap in the market is that there are not many people who actually know about crypto. Like this is a problem, because usually when you have like a project, it doesn't matter if it's a project that raised like $50 million, $1 million. They all have like a marketing person, and usually this person that is working in marketing doesn't have the technical knowledge about crypto. So my catch was that I could start working with marketing, with head of marketings or CMOs from crypto projects, but introduce to them the crypto native point of view. So I have the expertise, they don't have the expertise. Their expertise is in marketing. So I can introduce my crypto knowledge and help them grow, because I'm a crypto native and my team is a crypto native. So this was the first idea. It started with Zaros. We have been working with Zaros for more than a year now. And since then, I started to hire more people, to train more people. So everybody that joins Moik kind of goes through a boot camp with me, so I can teach them about crypto. And after that, they are able to start working with our clients. So we started with Zaros, and today we have more than 20 international clients. And essentially what we do is content production for crypto companies. And we work alongside marketing specialists, and we introduce the crypto native view.
And if João wants to ask something, but yours is the with mic open, but okay. If you want to ask something, João, feel free. Okay.
Go ahead.
Uh, I will just tap into how things evolved in content production in last like since you started, how things evolved. Like um when I was starting in crypto, threads were something very, very powerful. Because like we even have this Twitter profile called BR Punk. It is a Brazilian punk, and we only did threads there because threads, like good, well made threads, could go viral, and they probably most of them would, like, if it's a good thread, will go viral for sure. People will pay attention. But I think that the dynamic of the Twitter or crypto Twitter changed a little bit or not. You like you is the better person to say to me if it's something changed or not. Like
Yeah.
Twitter changed so much, and other mediums also got a little bit stronger as well. So how do you handle that? How do you handle the this evolving environment?
Yeah, so the meta or the Twitter algorithm changes very frequently. So like you said, not so long ago, in the beginning of the year, threads were basically the best way to get your name out there on Twitter. However, things change. Like today, we are seeing that long form tweets work much better than threads. And also video content is also working well on Twitter. So you need to know how to adapt. Um, the good thing about our business model is that what we sell to companies is our crypto expertise. So since we are working with marketing specialists, we are able to brainstorm new ideas and work with them to introduce like our crypto expertise to different formats. But yes, one like first of all, the algorithm is always changing, and there's also a profile on Twitter, a guy called Alex Pin, and he's always sharing like changes of the algorithm and what you should do. For example, one of the best strategies to grow on Twitter today is the reply guy strategy. So essentially, you need to put your name out there. So if someone is talking about a new project, is talking about a new technology, you need to go there and comment. You need to DM this person. You need to grow your network. And the reply guy strategy is essentially the best way to grow. So if you combine reply guy strategy with high quality content via long form tweets, and if you can also add video content or even images that grab attention, you have a good formula to grow your account, either if it's a personal account or a business account. Of course, a couple of things change between the two, but it's important to always stay updated because the algorithm is constantly changing.
This is interesting because most people see Twitter as a social media, but actually Twitter, it is not a social media. Like it have some layers of media. Like Twitter, we are doing now. We are streaming to Twitter as well. I think it's
Yeah.
streaming on Tony's account and my account. Um, but it is like this is a broadcasting. This is media. But at the same time, the most powerful tool or the most powerful way of tweeting or making use of Twitter is, as you said, like reply, comment,
Yeah.
talk with people, like in a as a
Yeah.
it's the same thing as a forum.
Yeah.
And people will notice you. Like I notice people that comment my content. I know that some famous people that I commented on their Twitter
Yeah.
noticed because or they like or just answer or because they tell me, like when I talked about David Hoffman in Buenos Aires. When I was in Buenos Aires, just tweeted that I saw David Hoffman and I wanted to bring them a like gift a t-shirt of Solana to him. And he, like when I encountered him like one on one, he told me that he saw the tweet. He didn't
Yeah.
interact with it, neither commented, but he saw the tweet. So remember the tweet. So this is the kind of stuff that you need to pay attention for sure. Like Twitter is more like a forum, um, social network than a social media. Like, don't care. Like, it's not something that it's not the same as YouTube, for example. It's pretty different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. One thing that I like to, one other analogy that I love to make about Twitter is that when you are on Twitter, especially crypto Twitter, because it's very niche, you need to think that you are basically attending an event. So imagine if someone is talking about a specific topic that interests you. You need to go there, you make a comment, you send this person a DM, you need to expand your network just like you would do in real life. Because at the end of the day, these people will notice you. You can start great conversations with them either via DM or via comments, and they will notice you. This is the best way to not only grow your Twitter account, but also grow your network. Because at the end of the day, we all know that one of the most powerful tools in the crypto world is basically your network. So Twitter is definitely the place to be.
Yeah, truly is it. One other thing that I wanted to tap into is that like, I know that algorithms evolve and change, and all the landscape they were working on changes a lot. Like, crypto is it's I think it's a Formula One style of stress. Like, you feel like you are at 200 kilometers per hour. You don't stop. You do just pit stop, but you don't stop like anytime. So, how to keep updated, how to be on the latest trends, because, like, as we commented before, you knew something that we all were talking about, and we like, it was at the time LP DeFi, and for us was something pretty new, but you knew like weeks ahead of us. So, how to stay updated? What is your strategy?
And
Yeah,
to add, I think this answer, it's what narratives are you seeing and what projects you're more excited about in that moment, this moment, if you can say something.
yeah, sure. So I'm gonna tap first in the first question. So how to stay updated? To be honest, one of the I always say this, like a good portion of my working time, I'm actually scrolling Twitter because I have the right I have a list of KOLs of projects and also crypto firms that I have on Twitter, and I can follow just this list. So I can always like be updated with new trends. Also, there are a lot of market research companies that can help you, and newsletters. Newsletters are also good. So essentially, you need to find good people on Twitter. So as an example, there's DeFi Ignorance, there's Dynamo Patrick, market research companies, there's Revelo Intel, etc. They are constantly posting content. K33 is also good. And you need to just follow them in every social media. For example, every morning when I wake up, I read like 3 different newsletters, and always in these newsletters, I can find like a new project that I didn't know about or a trend that is starting to catch up. So you need to, you need to follow the right accounts. And also it's important, one thing that I do that a lot of people also do, but depends more on how you organize yourself. In my working email, I only subscribe there to crypto stuff. So every morning I read like these 4 newsletters come to my working email. So I can always stay up to date there. And another thing that helps me to stay updated is not to follow other people, but to like constantly research about the market. So I'm constantly going to DeFi Llama. I'm constantly browsing on other kind of analytic platforms like Dune or Glassnode, etc. And in these platforms, I can find some trends that are happening. So for example, in the beginning of the year, I noticed that a lot of capital was coming to the Aptos blockchain. And okay, people knew about Aptos. Like the first time I I heard about Aptos was in 2022, I think, and even wrote a report at the end of 2022, but it took a while to get traction. So at the beginning of this year, I noticed that there were capital flowing there. A couple of people started talking about it. And then I started exploring the ecosystem. And this came because basically I was following on-chain metrics. And then I wrote a thread for Moik about the Aptos ecosystem, and that thread did very well. So essentially, I have two routes. Follow the right people. I talked about 4 different accounts here. Again, it's Dynamo Patrick, very good KOL or influencer, DeFi Ignorance, and there's also K33, which is a research company, and also Revelo Intel. These 4 profiles, accounts / research companies can help you a lot. And also be proactive and research the market. This can help you a lot. You can find a lot of interesting information there. Oh, and also now the second question about narratives. So currently the market is kind of dead. We all know that. Like in the beginning of the year, we saw AI going up massively. There was RWA, liquid staking, liquid restaking, and now we don't really see much stuff going on. And from my point of view, one of the narratives that I'm actually very close to currently is the RWA narrative, because we saw the launch of the Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, institutions are coming. So this is a very logical play for me. I mean, this narrative, despite the market being kind of dead, it's growing a lot. AI depends a lot of the performance of NVIDIA and more hyped stuff in the ecosystem, but it's still something nice to be researching about. But currently, if I were to say like the narrative that I'm most excited about right now, it's RWA. And I'm also farming a couple of airdrops, because recently I posted on my LinkedIn and my Twitter my investing strategy. And I basically have 3 different portfolios. One is for long-term investing, which is basically Bitcoin and ETH. The other one is a narrative portfolio, which I only touch during bull markets. So at the beginning of this year, I was buying like DePIN projects, RWA projects, AI projects with this portfolio, which grew by more than 100% in like 3 months. And I also have an airdrop portfolio, and my airdrop portfolio is very good for bear markets, because during bear markets, nobody is actually farming airdrops. And also, not only that, but it helps me to stay liquid, because most of the airdrops that I farm, it's just stable coins. So I'm not losing money with the market going down, and I'm farming airdrops that not a lot of people are farming, and it can help me stay liquid. So I constantly rotate this portfolio. So during bear markets, I can make money with airdrops. Then this cash that enters my airdrop portfolio, I send a portion of it to my long-term portfolio, and sometimes even a small portion to my narrative portfolio. And then when the bull market comes, I start buying like things that are trending, and I keep rotating my portfolios. And at the end of the day, most of the money is going to my long-term portfolio. I'm not selling Bitcoin and ETH for the next 10 years. I'm growing these portfolios. So it's a great way to be active. But of course, this works for me because I work full-time in crypto. I'm all the time researching about the market. But yeah, so currently I'm now talking about projects. One airdrop that I'm farming is the usual.money. They're basically doing a decentralized stablecoin. Like their mission is to de-tether the market. So they're basically creating a stablecoin that shares revenue, while Tether and Circle, they both don't share the revenue with holders. This project has $2 million of TVL right now, something like that. So I'm farming it. And a project that I don't really like the tokenomics, but I love the narrative, is Ethena. So I was not buying Ethena when it was over $1, but now that it's around 20 cents, I'm definitely buying hard. This is not financial advice, but I'm buying hard. Yeah, but I think that those were my takes from this.
But it matches my experience pretty much, that the market is dead. It's good to hear someone that is really looking at that to confirm what I suspect was happening. I haven't been seeing like interesting new takes. A lot of stuff being built. I like the only thing I look at is pretty much on abstraction and UX things. And there's interesting things happening there, but I think like no one really cares. It's not a narrative per se, not money coming in. I would like to go back a bit on the Twitter influence kind of angle. When I think about content, like my background is data, and I tend to see the world like in terms of data. That's how I interpret things. And whenever I think about like building my own content and spending time there, for me now that I don't have like a huge following, the metrics are not really strong, right? So if I write a tweet and like I did a LinkedIn post that went viral, it was like 10,000 people read it, which is nice, but it's not like if I want to distribute an idea, it's better to partner with someone that has the attention and do a deal on that sort. But one thing I have been learning and realizing over time that it is not just about how many people you reach, but who you reach and how you reach that person. So sometimes you have a very small following. I think Jean Hansing, I think it's an amazing example of that. I think he has 500 followers or something like that. But like Balaji is always reading his things, which is insane, right? Like you have a guy with like this insane reach that is following you pretty closely. So yeah, learning about that and changing gears to understand that sometimes you're making content that's not going to a wide public, but the very specific individuals that are very niche in the thing that you're building, you're probably reading that or interacting that in some way, and that's enough value to get out of it, even if it's not like going to hundreds or thousands of people.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
let me
I just wanted
comment
to,
on that.
sorry about that. So this is very important. Sometimes your goal is not to like go viral, but to reach the right people, the right audience. And that's why I really like the idea about reply guy and networking, because when you know that these people are reading your posts, you can build connections with them, and you keep interacting with them. This can help you in so many different ways. It can start on Twitter, then you are attending an event and you're talking with Balaji, and you guys, and he gives you a like massive idea to your project. So depends on your goal, but definitely I love Twitter because of networking.
Yeah, and just stepping into what João said about being with a specific, having a specific niche or bubble that you want to attack, let's say, or to have value or attention from. I think internet is becoming something like that. I don't believe in like if you think about mass celebrities in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we will have a lot of these Hollywood celebrities that were pretty known. Like if you go to Botswana or go to Malaysia, they will all know you because you were like widespread and everyone knew and consumed your content in any form. That's not the reality right now. Like if you go to the countryside of Brazil, people will not know Mr. Beast, for example, and he is the guy that he is one of the most famous guys right now. So he is on the spotlight, but he is not on the mainstream, I would say, because I don't feel like mainstream exists the way that existed before. So I think we are creating this small but strong audiences and niches. When you're talking about crypto, it's a world in itself. So it's a lot of these small niches and clusters together in a bigger cluster. And to be honest, when I'm doing Circuito, one of the things that I think is that like we have like 64 people I think are watching right now in different streaming platforms. Tony's LinkedIn is not counting views. I don't know why, but I believe that is more people there. Like imagine if it's 100. 100 is a fair number to say to each episode. But I believe that is pretty good. 100 people, like it's not random. 100 people in the world. It is a very specific niche. Some people know us like personally, and some people just follow the content. And I think it's interesting that way. Another stuff is I don't agree with you guys about not like I think that the idea of narratives is kind of dying. Okay, fair enough. But I think that a lot of things are happening. Not to create FOMO on you guys, but I was in Aleph, Crecimiento, the movement of like Argentinian builders and stuff. And man, 80 startups, and not like some random startup, like 80 startups doing different stuff, good stuff. Like people doing like for just an example, there's these two guys, two founders of different companies. They joined forces to create a product for the hackathon there, and they created the Apple Cash, but like Apple Cash that was decentralized. So you could like download a keyboard and you could send money to anyone via your keyboard in Apple. So you just change the language to the wallet and just send like it have a proper UI there. You just send money through your keyboard. It's insane. Like it generates a link and people can claim the money without using like a wallet, like an external wallet. Your keyboard is your wallet. I'm not talking about like payments being a meta. I'm talking about specific guys doing a specific innovation. And this can drive adoption. I'm talking about people tokenizing the stock market, like both Argentina stock market and uh, stock market for like United States stock market. So you have these two companies, Remlax doing, I'm doing promotion freely here. Remlax doing this tokenization of the Argentine stock market, and you have Barry investing doing the tokenization of American US stock market. And the guys like they're awesome. If you test their demos, if you test their products, they're very, very good. Like they are consumer apps people can use. And you can really, really tap into tokenization of assets, as Pedro said about RWA. Um, like I'm seeing stuff happening. Like not not I don't see narratives coming up, new narratives, but inside the narratives, I'm seeing a lot of different things. And I just talked about three of them, just top of the mind, but I could make a list like with 80 startups doing things only in Argentina. Like imagine in Malaysia, Vietnam, like Diego from Solana is on Vietnam right now. And he has sent us a photo of people doing a demo feedback in Vietnam in the startup village there. They're doing Super Team Vietnam is doing a startup village there in Vietnam, and it is awesome like to see a lot of startups coming up and doing different stuff like, and that's kind of my ecosystem, and I'm not talking about the other ecosystems that are there. So I don't think new narratives, but I for sure new stuff is coming up, new toys to play, new tools to work on, and new features for sure. That's
Yeah,
my
I
take.
have I think I have to agree both with Pedro and Victor because yeah,
You're
in my
so
view, I'm
peaceful. You're a diplomat now.
yeah, I'm seeing lateralization, I think, of narratives, but more and more I have seen very interesting new innovations because now in a venture, many people have been coming to talk with me to present new projects to talk about fundraising, venture capital, they can evolve and how they can achieve these objectives. And yeah, it was been very good to see a lot of different projects and innovation. And I think AI, I'm very bullish with AI now. And after I saw Balaji saying in the, I think, AGI Summit about AI and Web3, how they correlated these things and how Web3 will help AI to grow and to be more decentralized and be more fair, I think, for everyone in case of data and training of the AI. So yeah, I'm bullish with AI. And I'm not watching a lot of RWA, but yeah. But I'm until we finish, I think the call, I want to ask to Pedro about the challenge of entrepreneurship because yeah, because my background, I like to talk about companies, about to manage people and process and now how Pedro is evolving that side because Pedro was the main that is for me that and sometimes was the main that is staying in the caves researching and doing his trades. But yeah, what like how you are managing a lot of researchers and training and doing onboarding on Moik.
Awesome. So yeah, before I answer that, I just want to make it clear that when I say the market is dead, it's in terms of price action, but I totally agree with you guys. There are not a lot of builders building, a lot of new teams raising capital to like thinking about the long term. So the market is dead in terms of narratives, but definitely very a very exciting ecosystem for sure. Okay, and now to the entrepreneurship question. So like Tony said, I was always like the researcher. Even when we started the company, my co-founder was the experienced salesman, the experienced entrepreneur, and I was basically the technical knowledge of the company. But if we want to scale, I need to train more people, I need to grow my team and actually become an entrepreneur. This is what I have been doing for the past year, basically. When we first started with Zaros, our first client, I was doing everything, but I had to develop a new model and find new people to train them so they can become researchers and also learn how to write content and like basically become crypto natives. Because at the end of the day, you need to be crypto native to communicate with all of the ecosystem. So one of the challenges that I currently have is to find new people, to be honest. So if someone here is watching and is trying to start working in Web3, we have open roles here at Moik. You can work directly with me. But I basically have to train new people. I basically have a different kind of topics that I think it's essential. So, and also there are people with different skills. My skill in the company and my technical knowledge is all around DeFi and financial markets. So I can easily teach new people about that. However, when it comes to like Web3 development and more of the infrastructure side, it's not my area of expertise, but thankfully I have people in my company who know a lot about that and a lot more than me. So they can also help new people to learn about that. But essentially, I have a couple of topics that I think it's essential for people to know. When you get into crypto, when you get into crypto and also when you start at Moik, first you need to understand the basic concepts. So like you need to understand what Bitcoin does, what Ethereum does, like how it works. Its goal in the world. Like Bitcoin is not just to trade, it's not just to make money. Like there's a whole history behind it and a whole goal to achieve with financial freedom and decentralization. So you need to understand like what it actually means. And so this is something that people study a lot in the first week at Moik. They study about the technology and also why crypto exists. After that, we get more technical. We get to understand like DeFi, how liquidity pools work. You start studying about derivatives. So essentially to train new people, I have a lot of articles, a lot of videos that I share with my researchers. And also they start studying it. We take 1 hour of the day just to talk about all of these topics. this happens for the first 3 weeks in the company. We talk a lot, literally, we brainstorm a lot, and they can ask me like thousands of questions. I'm going to be answering all of them. And after 3 weeks in this onboarding process, where it's basically a boot camp to study about the market, in the 4th week and so on, they start actually doing practical work. So they start writing threads for Mike. They start writing content for a couple of our clients, and either me or other researchers that are more experienced in the company and start helping them. So we start with theory, a lot of studying, and then we get to the practical work. This is the flow that we have been doing, and I believe it's working well, because after like a month and a half, I can basically make a person that knew zero about crypto to start working with an international client. That sometimes it's like a lending protocol that accepts LSTs, derivatives as collateral, and etc. And this person like didn't know a single word about that like 2 months ago. And of course, this person won't start alone, but in like 3 months, he or she already have like a deep technical knowledge to work with this client. Of course, there's a lot to learn in this market. I don't know I don't know everything, but it's easy to specialize in something. So like I said, I specialize in DeFi, so I can teach well people about DeFi. But I am humble enough to say that I'm not a person that truly and deeply understands infrastructure and Web3 development as I understand DeFi. So I'm not going to teach someone deeply about that. I'm just going to teach what I know, and I'm going to focus in teaching deeply about DeFi. You know.
Awesome. It's kind of hard, isn't it? Because you commit a lot of time trying to get all this knowledge in someone's head, and at the end of the day, I think sorry, I think most of the things crypto bring is not, it's not that hard, I would say, crypto, but I think that concepts in crypto are very, very hard. Like um you start like, it's not difficult to teach someone about crypto, but teaching about concepts in crypto, it's very, very hard, because first of all, people need to have some kind of basis, and like it's hard because things are very, very different. Even the vocabulary, even the like the terms that we use, it's very, very different. So I think this, like to go to 0 to 1 is more difficult than to 0 to the rest, to the 1 to the rest. This like first babe steps are very, very hard. But yeah, awesome to see that happening. Like, how much people do you have in White right now working?
We are getting close to 20 people now. And by the end of this month, I hope we can hire 5 to 10 more researchers. I am really trying to find new researchers.
Hey, totally bootstrapping.
Yeah, exactly.
If you said like 5 or 6, I would be very, very disappointed. But okay, 20 people is a lot of people to look like to this whole process being tested. Okay, okay, it's enough.
And now Mike have more than research, right? Now have these developers, marketing people, and designers too, right?
Yeah, our research team currently has 13 people with me counting. We also have a sales team, and we now have also a marketing team, and we also have designers. So in the beginning of the company, we just delivered technical knowledge about crypto. Now we can also make like motions, images to help the content get better, and we are also introducing like the marketing vision. So our goal is to deliver the whole package, not just the technical knowledge, but we are still getting there. But I'm pretty happy with the development. And Victor, you said that one of the things that it's hard for new people is to understand the concepts, and I totally agree with that. My background, I studied a lot about financial markets since 2018. So it's not hard, if you already know about finance, it's not really hard to get to know DeFi, because when you actually look into DeFi, everything that there kind of exists in the traditional financial market, but it's built in a different way. For example, everybody knows about Pendle Finance, like, but if you go deep into Pendle, it's basically fixed income. You are basically like trading yield. In Pendle V1, their narrative was like, okay, you can buy ETH with discount. Why can you buy ETH with discount? Because there's a yield curve that you're trading. If price goes up, yield goes down, and it's the same thing as fixed income. But they now, like today, Pendle has a totally different view. Like they don't want people to see it as on-chain fixed income. You're there like trading points. You can farm airdrops. So they kind of changed the language so more people can understand. But if you go deep into how protocols work, like all of that stuff kind of exists in TradFi, and it's brought to the blockchain in a more efficient way and in a slightly different way. So lending protocols, etc. All of that, and also it democratizes. Like one thing that I'm very excited about DeFi that I hope it happens in the near future is that we can tokenize stocks, we can tokenize like index funds and use them in lending pools. So for example, I have like S&P 500 in my wallet, but I want to put it as collateral in a lending protocol and buy more Bitcoin. This is something that I want to do. And I hope it happens soon. Like one of our clients is doing this, it's Swarm Markets, but we still don't see like the right liquidity. RWAs are not very liquid on chain, but the idea is amazing. So I kind of extended myself here a little bit, but
Awesome.
I mean, if you have a background, you can really expand your knowledge in crypto and apply a lot of new things.
Yeah, all things comes down to repertoire and how have this pre-knowledge, I'd say. Nobody starts from zero, zero.
Yeah.
Everyone starts from somewhere, and you can go like using the same analogies and stuff to make your step upwards. Guys, I have a hard stop here. Sorry for that. I'm the kid with the ball. I'm trying to leave. Thank you, Pedro, for being here. Awesome guest. Looking forward to have you again here in the live stream. Tony and João want to say something before we close up?
Oh, Pedro gives a show here. I only want to stay and think more about it, and yeah, that's it. Was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
It was a pleasure to meet Pedro. Thanks for sharing the journey. It's always nice to understand how people started and how it's going. And yeah, it's going super well. So that's amazing to see. Congrats.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
When Mikey producing content for Picnic.
We need to fundraise, but yeah. After that.
Thank you guys.
Thanks a lot for inviting me. The pleasure is all mine. I mean, it's very nice to be talking with Web3 builders. You all are doing great things. Victor with the super team, João with Picnic, and Tony with the venture capital markets. So, I mean, it's great to connect with experienced people in this ecosystem.
Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, guys. See you on Friday. Friday we have another special guest in another special live stream. But I like to compliment all of the knowledge that Pedro brought us and all the people that also watch it. This live stream. Thank you, guys. See you. Bye.